Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by today. You're tuned in to Let's Talk Nutrition if you were fumbling with your radio and just happened to find us. Glad that you did, and we're glad to be here with you. Hope your day's going well, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, coast to coast and globally, and whatever you may be doing. In the second hour today, Elissa Harris will be along, and she will have a few things to say about lifestyle. I don't want to steal her thunder, so we'll wait. She's with Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals. Those are featured brands of Threshold Enterprises, big company out in California. They're a sponsor of the show, and we're glad to have them on board. Those two, the featured brands, Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals, excellent. Very sold in fine health stores throughout the U.S. They're really solid brands. Been around decades, 3 or 4 decades, that company. It's amazing. So we'll have Elissa on. Elissa used to be with, I don't know if you remember, but she used to be with Nubian Heritage a while back, and she used to come on and talk about Nubian Heritage. That company's been sold, I understand, for a boatload of money. That's what I hear in my reporting. Like $1 billion, some change, something like that. That's astonishing. Nubian Heritage. Who bought them, Gary? Can you check that?
Yeah, I'm looking them up now.
I think a pretty big company bought them. They make nice products, bath soaps and gels and this and that. Yeah, nice. They do very well. Nice products. I use several of them. Nevertheless, we hope that you're on the right track with your health, wellness, and well-being in your diet and lifestyle. It is those two dimensions really constitute the thrust of this show. They're inexhaustible themes, for sure. And I was reading an article yesterday, and the guy was making he was contending that nutrition is the foundation to all health. I'm saying that for forever. Eventually, they catch up. That's the point of view of this show. Nutrition is the first principle of health. That's how I frame it. It's not the only one, and it's certainly a necessary. It's not a sufficient condition. Nutrition alone won't get it done, but it is the premier necessary condition to create, sustain, and reclaim your health, your wellness, and your well-being. You're not going anywhere without it. That's for sure. No matter how you want to slice it. Sooner or later, it's going to get down to you having to eat and eating the right foods and doing the right things nutritionally in terms of your diet. And I was reporting yesterday, there are these countries in the Mediterranean basin, Spain, there were several, if I'll pull that story up, but there were several countries, this was a WHO study, they've been doing it for 10 years, and they've been looking at children in 34 countries and their health, been tracking it. And there were 4 or 5 so-called Mediterranean countries that feature a Mediterranean way of eating where there is an obesity epidemic among children. How did that happen? Well, as I explained yesterday, I don't think you need to be a nutritionist or a dietitian or, an anthropologist to figure this out. They started importing a Western lifestyle and Western way of eating. Not hard. And every time that happens, without exception, I have not found one exception to this. Whenever we begin to import this, I don't know, empty, processed, vacuous way of eating these processed foods, fast foods, and all the other foods that constitute that way of eating, those people end up in trouble every single time. You have countries that for centuries, thousands of years, were doing just fine. And one thing changed, and that was the importation of a Western lifestyle and a Western diet. This highly processed diet. And then they begin to develop the diseases that we are plagued with. Heart disease, can't go down the list. It's just astonishing. And that's why I say nutrition is the first principle of health. You can take a long-standing culture, food culture, and turn it into a dumpster fire overnight. It doesn't take long. Now they're thinking about putting a fast food burger joint in China. Okay, have at it.
Unilever bought Nubian Heritage.
Unilever, thank you. Now you say that, I remember. Unilever bought them.
Which is huge.
Yeah. Did they give you the number, how much they paid for it?
No, it's
$1 billion and some change.
Wow.
That's my reporting. Can't divulge my source, but I'm telling you, I got that from a very reliable source.
They own Ben & Jerry's. They own Lipton Tea. They own, it's unbelievable what they own. Hellman's, Knorr, Lipton, Dove,
yep,
Axe.
Oh, Unilever is a monolith.
Surf, Magnum.
Yeah, they're a monolith. They're giant. And they bought Nubian Heritage. I learned that a while back. I wasn't going to report on it, but I found myself, because Elissa is on today. She used to work for Nubian. Then she left. Not long after, well, it was a while, a year or so later, they sold the company. It's a good company. Nubian Heritage is a good company. And speaking of the Western way of eating, Americans are now consuming more meat than you might want to believe. This is according to data and a report released by Rabobank, a research firm specializing in food and agriculture. Per capita meat consumption in our country in 2017 rose or increased at a higher rate than any other year over the past 40 years. Check this out. 193 pounds of meat annually, or 3.7 pounds of meat a week per capita. Individuals. Put 193 pounds of meat on a table. That's a cow. Right? 3.7 pounds of meat a week.
That's a lot.
I don't advocate against eating meat. I don't. But my goodness, U.S. consumption of meat, red meat in particular, dipped in 2014. Okay, that's interesting. There's an interesting report at environmentalworkinggroup.org. I'll share that with you. They published it back in 2011, but there's some interesting statistics in it. I'll share it with you.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. Talk Nutrition. I want to give you a heads up. Beginning on June the 1st, we partnered with New Chapter, and we're going to have a little contest where you can win a pretty nice prize. And it's all based on the idea. And you'll hear the promo running. It'll start running soon, where I talk about junk, just as there are junk foods, there are junk supplements, right? and that these off-brand supplements are often made with inferior raw materials and artificial ingredients. I've talked about that a lot on the show. But you have certain companies that don't fall into that category, and one of them is New Chapter. And I can tell you, for well over 3 decades, 35 years or so, that company's been a leader in supplement quality. And as they say, they try to put the wisdom of nature into their whole food supplements. So now you're going to be able to win a year's supply of New Chapter core supplements, 4 supplements. They have a total retail value of $1,639, and this is all from Let's Talk Nutrition. Now, there's going to be 3 ways for you to register beginning June the 1st, which is a couple of days from now, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Go to Let's Talk Nutrition Facebook page, like the page, and click on the Contest Enter button. You won't be able to miss it. Then you can go to letstalknutrition.com and click on the contest button. Or you can call the show while I'm on the air Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. and just dial 877-897-8255 between 9 and 11, beginning June the 1st. So we're giving you 3 ways to enter this contest. It will end on June 30th. Begins June 1st, ends June 30th. No purchases necessary, none, 0. And there will be 3 randomly selected lucky winners. All you got to do is enter. We wish you good luck. That's going to start on June the 1st. That's a substantial number of dollars, $1,639 worth of product. There'll be a multiple. There'll be Zyflamend. There'll be Bone Strength Take Care. And there's one more.
There's a men's and a women's health multi.
I said that.
Okay.
There's a multiple, Zyflamend, Bone Strength Take Care, and Omega. Omega-3s are good for your memory. Just demonstrated that. So those are the 4 core supplements. And then you get 1 year supply of that. That's $1,639 retail value, man. And the 3 winners will be randomly chosen. We'll run that for a month. And what's a smart strategy would be to get your family involved. Get people in your family to sign up to register. And if you if you use our Facebook page, which I encourage you to do, you have to like the page, and then you can enter the contest. So it's all good. I was sharing with you this report whereby they're saying that people in our country are eating more meat than they have in the last 4 decades, to roughly 193 pounds of meat annually, or 3.7 pounds a week per capita. And this comes after the U.S. consumption of meat. Red meat, though, has dropped in 2014 consumption. That's interesting. People are apparently eating more chicken. That's what I'm thinking is going on here. But an increase in chicken consumption, they reported, is largely driven. They had an oversupply of chickens. There was an abundance of chickens, apparently, and they poured them into the market. And people think that that's a better alternative. And that came down to Americans eating nearly twice the amount of chicken as they are beef and pork. 89 pounds of chicken a year compared to 54 pounds and 50 pounds of beef and pork, respectively. So it's a lot of meat. I'm sure there's some people that are eating more than that because they eat meat with their meat. And then they have meat for dessert. So it's again, that WHO report that I talked about yesterday, where they identified these several Mediterranean countries that now have an obesity epidemic among children. I mean, you just can't make that up. Of all places, right? In the one country, it was number 5 on life expectancy. I'll see if I'll pull that report up for you. And then there are some interesting facts relative, and the reason, believe it or not, meat consumption is tied to climate change. And I'll explain how that is. A lot of people don't know that, not aware, they don't see the connection. But there is a strong link. Now, again, consumption of meat is not going anywhere. People are going to continue to eat meat, and that's fine. But, you know, there's this other thing called plants, right? We'll come back. I'll give you some interesting facts about meat consumption.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Figure's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. If you go to the Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, you will find there a report, a guide. It's called the Guide to a Meat Eater's Guide to Climate Change and Health. It was published a while back, but the statistics still hold, and the facts, basic facts and theory and supporting empirical data still are relevant. And what you need to know, and again, I'm not calling for the abolition of eating meat. I'm not. I'm just reporting and giving you the facts, and we need to be mindful of what we're doing. At least I think we should be anyway. And as Americans, we consume 60% more meat than Europeans do. And we have a huge appetite, but there's a large global appetite for meat as well. From 1971 to 2010, the most recent year I could find, and it's what's reported in the EWG report, worldwide production of meat tripled. That's amazing. To around 600 billion pounds, while the global population grew by just 81%. So they said at that rate, production of meat will double by 2050 to approximately 1.2 trillion pounds of meat per year. Why is that significant? Well, the meat just doesn't fall out of the heavens. It does rain cats and dogs, but it doesn't rain, cows, sheep, chickens, and whatnot. It requires more water, land, fuel, pesticides, and fertilizer. All of those are implicated, of course, in the growing of these meats, if you will. Causing what? Significant impact to the planet and global health. That's not science fiction. when you do choose to eat meat and cheese, you need to go greener, they argue in this EWG report. And they encourage organic if you can. Now, what's going on here, all meat is not created equal in this regard. Lamb, beef, cheese, pork, and farm salmon, notice I said farm salmon, generate the most greenhouse gases. With the exception of salmon, these lamb, beef, cheese, of course, from animals, pork, and are produced at higher rates of resource use or consumption, mainly chemical fertilizer, feed, fuel, pesticides, and water, and pound for pound they generate more polluting what? Manure. Manure? What does that have to do with anything? Well, plenty. You know CO2, carbon dioxide? This is just amazing. A lot of people don't put this together in this sort of fashion. Greenhouse gas emissions vary based upon the quantity of chemical fertilizers, fuel, and other production inputs used, and differences in the soil conditions and production systems, they said, and the extent to which best practices are put in place and implemented, you know, like they call cover cropping, intensive grazing, manure management, and so on. Producing these meats, feeding these animals is very costly in many ways, financially, and it's costly to the health of the planet. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not one to, you know, go off on out there on the perimeter where you can hardly breathe, there's no oxygen. I don't like to do that. But this is what goes on here. And that's how, this is one way in which meat consumption and the production of meat is connected to climate change. Lamb, beef, and cheese have the highest emissions. This is true in part, as they say in the report, because they come from ruminant animals that constantly generate methane through their digestive process, which is called enteric fermentation. This is biology. Methane, which is CH4 for you chemists, a greenhouse gas, is potent, 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide, and accounts for nearly half the emissions generated in these numbers. Pound for pound, ruminants and those kind of animals that produce the methane require significantly more energy-intensive feed and generate more manure than pork or chicken. Pigs and chickens are not ruminant animals. They don't generate methane like that. Lamb has the greatest impact. It generates 39.3 kilograms, that's about 86.4 pounds of carbon dioxide equivalents for each kilo eaten that we consume, about 50% more than beef. Beef and lamb generate comparable amounts of methane and require similar quantities of feed. However, lamb generates more emissions per kilo, in part because it produces less edible meat relative to the sheep's live weight, they said in the report. Beef has the second highest emissions, generating 27.1 kilos of carbon dioxide equivalents per kilo consumed. That's more than twice the emissions of pork, nearly 4 times that of chicken, and more than 13 times that of vegetable proteins such as beans, lentil, and tofu. About 30% of meat consumed in America is beef, the EWG reports. Cheese generates the third highest emissions, 13.5 kilos of carbon dioxide equivalents per kilo consumed. So vegetarians who eat a lot of dairy aren't off the hook, they said. You now become a usual suspect. Less dense cheese, such as cottage cheese, results in fewer greenhouse gases since it takes less milk to produce it, they said. So that's how food is connected to climate change. Methane.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilo Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live. Welcome back. Talking about the connection between meat consumption and climate change. All right, so let me be more clear and lay it out for you so there's an understanding of what we're talking about and you understand the mechanism of action here, so to speak. You got the notion of feed production and manure. And feed production and manure generate greenhouse gases that are harmful to the environment. How so? All right. You'll find this laid out in the EWG report on Meat Eater's Guide to Climate Change and Health, to Climate and Health, or Climate Change and Health. Livestock are fattened in this country with fish meal, corn, soybean meal, and other kinds of grains. All right? Grain production requires a large amount of fertilizer, fuel, pesticides, water, and land. It takes 149 million acres of cropland. Listen to that number. 149 million acres of cropland, 76 million kilos, that's 167 million pounds of pesticides, and 7.7 billion kilos, that's 17 billion pounds of nitrogen fertilizer to grow all that feed for the animals. Start to put this together, right? Fertilizer, when it's applied to soil, does what? Pardon me, generates nitric oxide, which has 300 times the warming effect than carbon dioxide. Then you have irrigation pumps, tractors, and other farm equipment that release carbon dioxide, but in relatively small amounts comparatively. Pesticides and fertilizers end up in runoff that pollutes rivers, groundwater, and oceans. Feed crops are heavily subsidized by taxpayers through the federal farm bill to the tune of about $45 billion over the past 10 years, at least at the time of that report was written. Fertilizer and pesticide production requires a significant amount of energy. But the EWG found that together they account for just 12% of the emissions from growing feed. The biggest impact is from the nitric oxide emissions resulting from fertilizer application, they reported. So that's sort of how that all works. You got the confluence of different variables or factors coming together to create a situation where you're producing large amounts of greenhouse gases, feed production and manure. You got to grow the crops to feed the animals. Growing the crops creates a lot of greenhouse gases. And then you got the animals themselves, especially the ruminant ones that produce methane. And then you got all that manure. This is chemistry and biology and all these. This is just how the planet works. And so that's the connection between food and climate change, especially meat production. It's amazing. A lot of people don't put that all together. So feed production and manure generate greenhouse gases that at the end of the day, end up harming the environment. Manure, animal waste, releases nitric dioxide, nitrous dioxide and methane, and pollutes the water and air. In one particular year that they studied, U.S. livestock confined feeding operations generated about 500 million tons. Listen to this number, 500 million tons of manure a year, 3 times the amount of human waste produced by the entire U.S. population. That's a lot of manure. That's a lot of manure. Manure is the fastest growing source of methane, up to 60% from 1990 to 2008. That's reported by the Environmental Protection Agency. Now, manure is a valuable nutrient for plants, no doubt. It can leach pollutants, including nitrogen, phosphorus, antibiotics, and metals, and into the groundwater when storage facilities leak or too much is spread on farmlands. It does serve as fertilizer for plants, but listen to what it does, though. While it can do that, it leaches pollutants, including nitrogen, phosphorus, antibiotics, and metals, into groundwater when storage facilities leak or too much is spread on farmlands. There's one statistic after another. They said that more than 34,000 miles of rivers and 216,000 acres of lakes and reservoirs in the United States have been degraded by waste from confined feeding operations. This is according to the EPA. Decomposing waste releases dust, smog odors, and toxic gases, including ammonia and hydrogen sulfide, which degrade air quality and can cause itching, dizziness, and discomfort to workers and nearby residents, close quote. It goes on and on. Everything is so systemically connected. You just can't, getting informed is, sometimes it's inconvenient, the inconvenient truths that we have to deal with. What is that?
That is chicken manure, almost as high as that utility vehicle where they've cleaned out the chicken coops.
Oh, my God. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's up by me. That's the farm. That's the farm right down the road from my house.
Is that a big chicken farm or is it a small one?
It's the second largest egg producer for Winn-Dixie.
That's a lot of manure, man. A lot of chicken waste. I could tell you more. Then I didn't even get into the transportation of all the trucks and the train and all that. And it is really something. So I get it. Again, we just need to understand what we're doing here. Eating a plant-based approach is a lot. We don't produce these kinds of greenhouse gases at these levels. We just don't. Yet another reason to stick with the plants.
At Country Life Vitamins, we
through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk. And we do care about and love you. That's why we do the show. I'm not kidding. I mean that. That's why we do it. We're trying to make a difference. Change is hard. Making change. Hard to make change when you don't have any change in your pocket. You can't make any change. We got to put some change in our pockets so we can make change. We got to make the change. Welcome to the show. I know it's not easy. Even just doing little things with your diet and lifestyle takes a concentrated effort. In the first portion of the show today, I was talking about the connection between meat consumption and climate change. And it's real. And it's more complicated than I was even painting. The portrait is a complicated portrait on some level, but on another level, it's not. And I'm not arguing that eating less meat is going to have us turn the corner on climate change. But we don't need to make matters worse, is the point. Read that EWG report, Meat Eater's Guide to Climate Change and Health. I just share this one thing before I bring Elissa on. In the report, they said here's how eating less meat measures up against other climate-saving actions. Check this out. And I don't know how they figure these metrics out. But if you eat one less burger a week, it's like taking your car off the road for 320 miles or line drying your clothes half the time. If a 4-person family skips meat and cheese one day a week, it's like taking your car off the road for 5 weeks or reducing everyone's daily showers by 3 minutes. If a 4-person family skips steak once a week, it's like taking your car off the road for nearly 3 months. And I tried to explain the best I could how it's complicated, how you have to grow the crops to feed the animals, and they produce manure, and you got emissions from that, and you got all the emissions from the growing of these crops to feed the animals. And then you have the transportation of the food, and it goes on and on and on. Plant crops, if you will, vegetable crops that, of course, grains are vegetables, but the ones that we eat, for a whole food plant-based diet, which would include grains, but we're not eating them like the metric tons, millions of tons. I don't know what they're doing. It's a less impact on the environment. It's just more environment. It creates less of a carbon footprint. After all, right now we don't have a way to get everybody off the planet and move to another planet. We're on this very small rock spinning in space, and this is it. You wouldn't turn your yard into a city dump. Why are we doing it to the planet? Or to a cesspool? Why are we doing it to the planet? And by the way, what they're doing in general systems theory, if you change one part of the system, you affect every other part of the system.
Butterfly effect.
So what we're doing in Tampa affects the people in Timbuktu or Tennessee or Tallahassee. You get my point. And we're systemically connected. Until we get that into our thick heads, you see that in the traffic every morning. You got somebody way up, and that they decide that they're going to collide with something, and it affects everything else. Or somebody gets a flat tire and pulls off to the side and slows down traffic, and then everybody's 15, 20 minutes late for work because somebody got a flat tire and everybody has to look. Just one little change affected the whole entire system of trying to get to work. That's probably a weak example, but you get my point. My guest is Elissa Harris. She's an educator for Threshold Enterprises, with their featured brands are Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals. Great brands. wonderful brands. And I know Elissa quite well. As I told you, she used to work for another company, Nubian, and now she works for a better company yet in many ways. Different kinds of opportunities and different agenda. And we always enjoy having her on. She's very passionate, very, very committed, very thorough. You know, she gets her work done. She's always prepared. Makes my job a lot easier. Elissa, welcome to the show. Are you a meat eater?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that question as I was listening to your intro. Actually, you know what, Dr. Garko, and good morning, by the way.
Morning.
I am, but in a very responsible way. And the reason is that when I was in my 20s, I was actually a vegetarian, plant-based diet. And I think on the last show I explained to you I had quite a few health challenges.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, my naturopathic doctor told me that's just when the blood type lifestyle started getting some traction from Dr. D'Adamo in Connecticut. And she said, you are an O blood type, and you are eating all the wrong foods for your body. And I was the heaviest, the unhealthiest. I wasn't well. And she said, you need to eat very specialized animal protein. And at the time, I was vegetarian. I thought, oh, God, I'll never be able to do it. But I got to tell you, for me, it changed my life because my body has the mechanism for breaking down animal protein in its most efficient form, and it changed my life. But I am very conscious about the environment and the impact that it makes on the environment. So my meat choices are very particular in how they're farmed, how they're grown. So I'm very connected to environmental and human health, because sometimes you have to make those choices for your own well-being, and you have to kind of, pick one to help complement the other in some way. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things I could say. I have a guest that comes on, Dr. Sally Bird. She's with another company, obviously, and she has been doing this for decades and knows a lot. She's one of my favorite guests, and the audience loves her. She is just so good, and she's into that blood type. I am not, because there's no data to convince me.
Right.
There's the theory. But there are no trials, there's just no data, and so I'm not there with that. I get it. I understand the theory. It's a provocative theory, but if it seems to be working for you, have at it.
Well, I will confirm this. I'm involved as an advisor to a company that does DNA testing now, and back in the time, that was the closest you could get to what was really kind of an individualized, even though it was, there wasn't a lot of data to support it, the overwhelming evidence of how it was working for people was pretty strong. Now the DNA testing is super individualized, and even, there's still some controversy too over the markers and how they're taken, but I'll tell you, when I did my DNA test, it almost matched identically with the lifestyle that I've been living since I was 20, and I think I told you I'll be 48 this year, and, I am the healthiest, the most well-rounded in my well-being approaches. But it's about a lot of different lifestyle interventions, not just that. But for me, it's very much about eating vegetables and proteins for my body. It just worked. So
yeah, well, you know your body. I mean, you have to listen to your biological voices.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously data is extremely important, and we want to have things substantiated. But sometimes when people are really at their wits' end, and they just have no solutions or options. They have to, if something works for them, I
agree.
Yeah.
I agree with 100%. Full stop. I agree with you. Sometimes, people just figure it out, and they can't wait for the science and the studies to catch up. The scientific studies to catch up, and they find out that X, Y, or Z works for them. I support that. I get it. We'd love having you on. And by the way, Elissa is the health and wellness lifestyle expert for Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals. I'm a big fan of those featured brands of Threshold Enterprises in many ways. We'll see what's on Elissa's mind. She always has something on the menu, and it's always healthy.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult?
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. Nutrition's mission is to educate and empower listeners and viewers on how they can take charge of their health, wellness, and well-being by practicing scientifically proven principles of diet, lifestyle, and dietary supplementation. Why? So they can live a long life with quality of life. Now, Threshold Enterprises, its mission is to offer consumers the future of vibrant health by educating consumers and providing them with the opportunity to make wise health decisions. And then one of its featured brands, Source Naturals, their strategy for wellness, which is their like mission, is to, quote, provide education that empowers individuals to take responsibility for their health rather than relying solely on outside medical authority, close quote. You see the similarity there? There's a compatibility between what I'm trying to do on this show, and by coincidence, so that is the mission of Threshold Enterprises and its featured brands, Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals. I discovered that in putting together, my understanding of these companies and how I connect to them and how they connect to you. Elissa, welcome back. That's just a little sidebar. Nice compatibility and mission statements there.
Thank you. Good sidebar.
But those mission statements have something with which you want to talk about today. In other words, if we want to educate and empower the listener and viewer, how are you going to do that today?
Right. So as a company, kind of with that mission to that point, we don't want to just give people access to really great products. We truly, truly believe as a brand and a company, even internally and externally, that a well-rounded approach to health and wellness doesn't just include supplements, but includes obviously lifestyle choices, diet, exercise, mindfulness, all these things that are truly important to integrate in order to live a well-balanced lifestyle. So we decided, being on the show, that each month we'll pick a theme, and all of our specialists who are experts in products, which you'll listen to each month, and we've already done this month, will speak to the products themselves, and then I'll come in as the health and wellness lifestyle expert and actually offer listeners lifestyle interventions and tips on how to integrate all of these great wellness and well-being options in with responsible supplementation. So today, our theme this month was Women's Health, for Women's Health Month. So we've heard Thera, Roy, and Julie talk about all our great products for women's health. But today I want to talk about 3 lifestyle interventions that are really, really important to women's health, and I call it sort of a self-care tripod. And that's how to eat wisely, move often, and nurture your spirit, specifically for issues that pertain to women and their imbalance in health and wellness.
Eat wisely, move often, and nurture your spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I think that's a pretty good idea.
Pretty good idea. So for women, women, obviously men and women deal with stressors in life differently. There's quite a few studies in psychiatric journals and health journals that talk about how stress or, poor lifestyle choices affect both men and women very differently in their bodies. So, for men, apparently it's everything from, physical health, heart issues, things like that. For women, our disorders become anxiety, depression. We also have balance issues. We obviously have osteoporosis. Well, osteoporosis affects both, but for women with estrogen and things like that, a lot of these things impact women's life. So typically women are the caregivers, right? And one of our key operating factors is that we give and give and give to everyone else before we give to ourselves. It's just in our nature. We are nurturers. We take care of people, so we often forget what we need to do to take care of ourselves. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes we put other people before we put ourselves, and then we have nothing left. So you were talking earlier about how one thing can change, like have a domino effect and change certain things. And that was from a sort of a, maybe not a great perspective, but I actually call it the one thing theory. And if you can take on one thing and change it in your life, you'll actually start to have a positive impact on your health and well-being.
No doubt.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is eating wisely. And there are specific foods that we call superfoods for superwomen. And they actually help complement responsible supplementation. So my favorite 3 foods are avocados, Swiss chard, and quinoa, specifically for women's issues. And you want to know why?
Let me see. Avocados, Swiss chard, and quinoa.
Yeah.
Those 3. Well, I can, as I look at those, they each, avocados, the fat, Swiss chard, you got maybe certain vitamins, maybe B vitamins or something like that. Quinoa, maybe protein.
Yep. Exactly.
Is that right?
So for women's health issues,
do I win?
You do. You get a prize. I'll send you something special.
Okay, good. I could use a gift. I could use a
okay.
gift. Good.
The reason I mention those specifically is because for women, heart disease is a big issue.
Yep.
Also, decreased risk of cognitive decline happens statistically more to women than men, particularly because we're always multitasking, stress, and the way that things actually start in our brain and hormones actually affect your cognition. So when hormones start shifting and changing, we actually are going to have some cognition issues. And then protein, quinoa as a grain, a lot of stuff is happening right now out there with kind of these paleo diets and not a lot of grains, but people forget that quinoa is actually the most high in protein grain, and it's actually really good for you and helps with metabolism and energy. It has 8 grams of protein, which is more than 1 egg. So if you eat quinoa, you're actually getting, the fiber and all the things that you need without having to get the carb load that people get. So
it has 5 grams of fiber per serving too, by the way.
Yes, 5 grams of fiber, and it's got great minerals and amino acids and everything that's good for heart health.
It's interesting that you chose those 3 foods because they get at the idea of having a full complement of nutrients represented in the diet by the foods that you select. We'll come back. We'll explore those 3 foods and others as well. Eating wisely. The first leg on this tripod that Elissa's talking about. They should change the spelling of quinoa from Quinoa to Keenawa, quinoa.
Celsius.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. Eat wisely, move often, and take care of your spirit, right? And talking with Elissa Harris with Source Naturals and Planetary Herbals with Threshold Enterprises. And she's a lifestyle educator and expert for the company. And she's talking about, lifestyle change, your lifestyle can have long life impact on you, your health, no doubt about it, lifestyle. And I always separate out. I don't throw in nutrition and diet into lifestyle because I want to feature diet and nutrition separately. But your lifestyle is an all-encompassing variable. And it's interesting, when eating wisely, she said that 3 of her favorite foods are avocados, Swiss chard, and quinoa. And I recommend changing the spelling of quinoa to K-E-E-N, to quinoa. People trying to pronounce quinoa, Q-U-I-O-N-A, and they say all kind of funny things. Nevertheless, those 3 foods are kind of interesting. You got protein, carbs, fat, fiber, and just in those 3 foods. I was trying to make the point that you need a varied diet, but there are other foods that you think people need to eat in order to eat wisely as well. I see your list here. It's quite a list.
Oh, yeah, there's several. I mean, wild-caught salmon is one of them. It's great for vitamin D and helps support mood. There's blueberries, which are the highest antioxidant fruit, oats and walnuts. And actually, quinoa is, if for people who don't want carbs, you can actually, if they used to love oats, let's say for breakfast, you can actually eat quinoa for breakfast and make it sort of like you would an oatmeal. So you can put, your favorite fruits in there and some almond milk or something like that, and actually eat it as a breakfast food too.
Yeah, broccoli. You have broccoli on your list too, by the way.
Oh yeah, broccoli is one of my favorites. It's just so great. It's rich in vitamin C, and you can eat it raw or cooked. It's got folic acid, calcium. Interestingly, we're talking about women's health issues. When I got sick in my 20s, part of my health problem too was that I could not process dairy. This was like before dairy and gluten allergies were a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to look to alternative sources back then, like some supplementation and also lifestyle interventions like weight-bearing exercise and my food to actually help, maintain my calcium, because I just could not eat dairy, and there weren't a lot of fortified alternatives back then because it was so long ago.
Yep.
So now that's just become my lifestyle. I do tons of, one of the second things we're going to talk about is moving often for women's health. We talk about osteoporosis, and again, yes, this can be applicable to men, but for women, because of our hormonal changes and all of that breakdown, it's extremely important to be able to move and do weight-bearing exercises and stretching and stability exercises all together, because as we age and as we go through life, these things sort of start changing. And so for me, I've had my bone density tested, and I've been doing this stuff since I was 20, and they're like, oh my God, you have the bones of a 20-year-old, which for me was great, because, I've been doing this stuff, consistently since then. And
it pays off.
It does pay off.
It was a good investment, and you were not only trying to prevent disease, but you were preparing yourself for later in life. Prevention and preparation. So you're right. Keep moving.
I was. And I was lucky because in a way, my experience, it came early. So it just became a way of life for me. But I understand completely, having worked as a wellness coach with companies and with people and individuals. I even worked with cancer patients for a period of time. It's not easy, like you said. These choices are not easy because of
hard.
people's lifestyles.
They're hard.
Right?
They're
hard.
They are hard. I mean, it's hard to get it started and to figure out what the plan is and to carry out the plan and to be committed and consistent with it. It takes you work at it. You're pretty motivated to do it.
I am, but I also help people understand. See, the thing is what people do is they get overwhelmed with their life, and then they say, oh my God, how am I going to start all of this? I need to eat all these foods now, and I have to move and exercise, and I have to do all that. I always tell people, start with one thing so you don't set yourself up to feel like you're failing. So, introduce one food into your diet that you've never eaten before, that you've heard about today, and then maybe introduce one strength training exercise. Take up Tai Chi, because it's for everything. It's balance, it's muscle building, it's also meditative. So maybe just start learning and do it for 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes a day they've found of movement, and these kinds of exercises help. So when you get home from work and you're tired, or you've had to take the kids or whatever, you're like, I just don't have the energy. You have the energy in 10 minutes to look at your Facebook. So if you have that 10 minutes to look at social media, you certainly can say to myself, you know what, am I worth it to put down my phone and go do something like this for myself? And women especially, we don't do that as well. I'm not saying men don't either, but as the caregivers, we often get through everything and then we forget. So my second point, the second point about is moving often. So you want to have some kind of aerobic activity. Make sure you do some strength training. Pilates is wonderful. You can do that at home. You don't even need to go to a Pilates studio or yoga. There's a lot of online, things now that are like $12 that you can pay. Udaya Entertainment, you can go $12 a month and do yoga from home if you can't get away. And then stretching and stability exercises like on various balls and platforms help you as you get older, so that you don't have those things happen when you fall and you break a hip, down the road. These kinds of things really help, and they're also helpful to your mental well-being and stress and anxiety.
I know. Getting this business about exercise, it drives trainers crazy. People will find all kinds of excuses not to do it, or reasons not to do it. They wouldn't call them excuses. Some might. But I always have believed that one of the main reasons why people fall short on their movement programs, if you will, exercise programs, is a lack of energy. Their diet is so compromised, they don't have the enthusiasm or the ambition, because their energy levels are they're so nutritionally compromised, and their nutritional status is so compromised and energy levels so low, I can understand why they don't have the motivation to do it. I've always contended. Yeah. So you're right. It begins with nutrition, by the way, as I always say.
Absolutely.
Begins there.
But there is also supplementation that helps too, because sometimes there might be an issue that isn't just food deficit, nutrition deficit. It could be a blood issue. It could be, a hormonal issue. It could be something, and that's why it's important to work with integrative care professionals and also look to responsible companies that are scientifically backed in their research for the, the products that they produce. But exercise, interestingly enough, it's such a weird irony that exercising actually increases energy. It's just that people don't get to that point because they're so low energy and it's hard for them to start, to your point.
So these things that you're talking about, I see them as an attempt to help the body maintain balance and homeostasis through healthy diet, through exercise, and then the third element you'll talk about when we come back, the spiritual part. The body works mightily every day in a biological sense to maintain homeostasis among all the systems of the body, balance. We can throw it out of balance very easily. We can also keep it in balance.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check the LTN health question of the day. Talking with Elissa Harris, lifestyle educator for Source Naturals Planetary Herbals, the featured brands of Threshold Enterprises. And she's talking about three elements here that are, get all interconnected. Healthy eating, exercise, and then taking care of our spiritual dimension of our life. According to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, and I'm focusing now on, exercise, keep moving, what percent of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day? What percent of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day? All right. Less than 5%, less than 15%, less than 25%. What percent of adults in the United States participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day? Less than 5%, less than 15%, less than 25%. If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card. And here's how you do that.
Reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Elissa, welcome back. The spiritual dimension, what do you mean by that?
Well, when we talk about well-being, you always hear the phrase mind, body, spirit, right? And I'm not talking from a religious perspective. I'm talking about our internal kind of compass, our guide that helps us deal with daily life. And so something I'm going to talk about maybe people might not have ever heard of, specifically today when I talk about nurturing your spirit and for women, but really all human beings, I'm going to talk about self-compassion. And what that means is that in life, we're doing so many things, and we're trying to balance everything, especially women who are moms, who work, who do multiple things. I've had so many conversations with friends and with women I've worked with and with clients in the past where they say, I'm doing all these things, but I feel like I'm failing at everything. And it's a lack of self-compassion. And what that means is that we're harder on ourselves than we are on other people. And there was this really interesting study done in Health Psychology Open in 2017 that found that people who practice higher levels of self-compassion, which is learning to be kind to yourself with your word choices about yourself, and how we practice that, they actually handle stress better. And when they do that, it impacts their physiological stress response to many variables in our life, like being stuck in traffic or having an argument with a spouse or not getting a job offer. And when we do that, it actually lowers our reactive state so that our levels of cortisol don't shoot up and we don't affect and impact our body in a negative way from learning how to handle stress. So self-compassion for me is one of the most incredible things because it's very easy to beat yourself up over the small things.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, and that you get people habituate themselves to do that. Here's the LTN health question of the day. I'll give you a hint. What percent of adults in our country participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day? Less than 5%, less than 15%, or less than 25%. Here's the hint. There's lots and lots of room for improvement, okay? Lots of room. 877-897-8255. Call that number. Be a winner. Speed dial me. Win this $25. Come on, you can do this. Big hint. Lots of room for improvement. How many people do you think out of 10 get up every day and on their mind is this agenda?
Self-compassion?
No. Just taking all...
Oh, just living all of this.
Living a healthy lifestyle. Or
I would say about half.
You would?
I mean, our society is, well, you might disagree with me, but, I mean, we definitely are moving in that direction, but they might think about it, but they might not actually do it, is the thing.
I wish it were 50%.
You think it's lower?
Yeah, because when you look at other statistics, when you look at the obesity epidemic.
Well, and the one you just mentioned about exercise.
Right. And when you look at the chronic disease rate and the kinds of diseases that are befalling people, when you look at life expectancy, but when you look at healthy life years, not just living longer, but living longer in a healthy state, that is less than life expectancy, it seems to me. There are a lot of statistics that would suggest to me that maybe I would 20%, maybe.
Well, I think
25%.
Do they think about it though? I think people think about it, and their intention is to want to do it.
Well,
I don't think
what's the intention? What's that old saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
True. Oh, but on that note then, so let me give you one tool that I would love to share with people.
See, you're such an optimist. I can't get you. I've been trying to bait you that I can't move you off that optimism.
I believe that people truly want these things. I just don't think they know where to go necessarily or how to be motivated.
They got to listen to the show. They got to listen to the show and watch the show, and then they hear guests like you. You know. And what we'll do is we're going to put you on a bus. And we're going to put you on a tour, and you go around the country doing this all day. How about that?
I will be the spokesperson because I truly believe that people want this. I just don't believe they know where to go. And I'm going to give one quick tool about self-compassion because I think that's a great place for people to start. There's a doctor from Austin, Texas. Her name's Dr. Kristen Neff, Neff, as in Frank. And she has a book called Self-Compassion and a website. And there's a range of guided meditations and exercises where people can rate. They can rate their own level of self-compassion and learn how to nurture that spirit.
Do you have the website? We're almost out of time. Do you have the website location offhand?
Yeah, selfcompassion.org.
Okay,
www.selfcompassion.org. But we'll have all of this stuff posted on our social media and on our website for people to go and hear everything I talked about today.
Source Naturals. At Source Naturals Facebook page. Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania, up in Philly. Betty, what's the answer?
Well, it's a toss-up, but I went with less than 5.
Yeah, less than 5% of the adult population engage in physical activity 30 minutes every day. There's another hint as to we need to do better. Congratulations, you did better. You won a $25 supplement gift card, Betty. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. And Elissa, we appreciate you too. Eat better, move more, and be more spiritually forgiving. Forgive yourself. You know, one professor said, we all slip the grip once in a while. That's okay. You know, then you can always reach back and grab on. Your health is your wealth, and we love you.